welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be extra exciting because I'm going to be talking about my first semester of college and kind of like what I learned and some good perks and bad perks of college and all that stuff. A thumbs up and subscribe down below if you guys want more of these college videos, because right on to thing that I'm going to be talking about is my classes and basically what I learned and kind of some tips that I would give to people when they're making their schedule. Semester I took, I guess, the general classes. The first semester was kind of general classes. So I think the hardest classes that I took this year was definitely math, because I struggled in math in the past anyway. Then a little bit of English and do it like that. But I learned better if I would just tutor with her one by one, so that way I could just explain, ask questions with her once a week, kind of to make sure that I'm on the right track for her midterms and all that stuff. And over time it really did benefit me because I kind of learned some skills and some tips that she taught me throughout those courses, and kind of learning ways to kind of help me study math, because I used to not really understand what studying math was until you just learn how to practice it. And she taught me those skills just by taking advantage of her Zoom meetings. Okay, so one thing that I know that a lot of people told me in the past was to try to take a balance of your classes. Like, don't try to pile up too many hard courses because you'll start to see yourself get overwhelmed. Definitely keeping a balance between harder classes and easier classes, and kind of like making sure that you have an even balance will definitely help you stress wise and organize yourself, because you don't want to have too many hard classes your first semester of school, because that's just wild and too much. So just keep a balance, and that will help you a lot. And now I'm going to be touching base on professors and some tips to kind of help people when making their actual schedule and knowing what professors they want to have. That I wish I would have done, but it's okay because I was blessed with some good professors. But one thing that I would tell myself to do next semester is to check ratemyprofessor.com. That's how you figure out what you need. Ratemyprofessor.com is a website where they have pretty much every professor in college. I think they have high school teachers, but like mostly it's like professors throughout the region. Put in your professor's name and you can kind of see a dialogue of if they're good or not. So that's a plus side. Now, I wouldn't say that you should always look at these reviews because everybody's experience is different. So I would still try the professor out. But if you feel that you want to have more information, like whether you should really just take the class or just not take the class, ratemyprofessor.com is definitely a good website, because you will kind of get a balance of, is the class hard, or like, should I actually take it? What skills or what does this professor do notes wise, test wise? It will kind of give you a dialogue based off of real student friendships. So I'm already like an extrovert, so I kind of just have a natural talking mentality. Making friends in college was actually 10 times easier than what I expected, because in high school I didn't really have any friends, to be honest. I had like 1 or 2 friends, and we still talk to this day, so there's nothing wrong with that. But I've made so many amazing friends. I've met so many amazing people throughout this semester, and we talk literally every single day. It doesn't make any sense. We talk every single day about literally everything, life in general, and just college and whatever. And I think the one tip to do when making friends is just to be yourself. No, straight facts. Not yourself, then what are you doing? Like, who are you really trying to portray? Because no matter who you talk to, people can tell if you're being fake or not. And I had to learn that, because I think I was portraying this so-called other person, or who I wanted to be in high school. I was portraying that image of me, when in reality that wasn't like the real Maya. The real Maya is right here talking a lot and just kind of having a good personality with people. And that is one way that I've made friends, was just being myself in general, and just kind of being happy with my personality and not changing it to impress others. Because if you have to change yourself to impress other people, then they're not really your friends, because you shouldn't have to impress them. You should just impress them with your own personality, if that makes any sense. What was a good side of college for me is being able to make so many amazing friends and people that I've... Another thing that I've learned throughout the semester is great study habits. So one way that I love to study, especially for like tests or midterms or finals, is going to my desk and kind of playing this amazing instrumental music. I'll have that link down below if you guys want to check it out. Usually put my phone up I usually would just play the music off my laptop, but I will put my phone up in a place where I cannot reach it that quickly, and then I won't be as distracted, because before I would have my phone right beside my desk, and then naturally I want to check it because it's right there, but I realized how much distraction that caused, so I would just put my phone up like in a drawer or hide it somewhere so I won't have easy access to it. All over yourself when it comes to studying, and then you'll kind of see how much you improve over the time of building those skills. So campus life was another huge aspect of college in general. Of course, campus life is like the go-to. So based off of like COVID-19, with everything going on, it's a little different than how they typically do things, but it's kind of the same format. So for my college, because I do go to a smaller university. It's kind of like a 2-year college where you get to transfer to a 4-year and all that stuff. But like I said, it's not a community college. It's still a regular like actual university, but it's just split up in 2 years so that we can kind of like take your time and smooth into that transition. So campus life, when I went on campus, because I was a hybrid learner, so I went to campus 3 times a week and stayed and did virtual online 2 times a week. So 3 times I went on campus, I had the same schedule. I would arrive 2 hours early, and then I would go straight to the library and study upstairs in the quiet area, cafe, get some food, and go straight to class. And during those times of studying, like, it really helped me a lot, because just having a change of scenery instead of being in my bedroom all day and kind of like just having a new place to study every single day, it was just such a great advantage. Kind of like write down some questions that I want to ask if I have the chance to, and then go from there. And that helped me a lot, because I was able to get myself prepared for a class by studying for that class. I'm going to be talking about the downsides, or kind of like the hardships of college from what I experienced, because I think I talked about all the positive sides, but girl, there's a whole nother pile of some downsides and some missing breakdowns this had. I'm gonna insert a clip right here of one of the down breaks I had, which was last month. And I think because of the workload that they piled up on me throughout that week. College, any university you go to, there's going to be a lot of work. There's going to be a lot of essays, a lot of papers that you're going to have to write throughout the semester. And particularly that week, I had like 5 different papers to write for different classes. And I was overwhelmed a lot, because how in the heck are you supposed to organize yourself by having all these papers due at 11 on Sunday? And so during that week, I kind of learned like, hey, you know, this week you're going to do this paper, or not this week, like this day you're going to kind of do this paper, this. And then I kind of set myself a schedule, like what to do throughout that day, because I think I set myself at such a high standard of you need to get this done tonight so you can have a whole break to yourself. That didn't work. I had to kind of balance my whole week out and kind of make every single day a new day to work on different assignments, instead of like piling everything up in one day so I can have a whole week of break. Like that ain't gonna work for me. So I had to kind of figure out how to balance my workout throughout the week so I can kind of not feel as overwhelmed, but also at the same time not feel as stressed, because stress is not always good. Stress and balance out your anxieties, and kind of know how to tell yourself when you're doing too much. That's what I learned. Probably hard for me was probably like having fun, but like going out shopping or like hanging out with friends or something like that, even through COVID, like, you know, social distance, but like hanging out with people like wasn't that frequent because of school. So the downside, so if you are that kind of person that likes to hang out with their friends every day, kind of know that when you start college, you're gonna obviously have that free time, but it's not gonna be as frequently as you may think it will be. Based off of all these college vlogs, you probably see all these kids like hang out with their friends every other day, but sometimes you have to give yourself a break to know when to study and when to hang out with your friends. The majority of the time you're gonna be studying, or you can have a study session with your friends, but like you're probably going to end up just kind of like doing more work than you think. So that's one thing to look at when you're trying to like hang out with your friends, is kind of know when to balance out your schedule so you can have time to do that, but also have time to actually do your actual work. One thing that I would like to say in comparison to high school Maya versus college Maya as of now is my overall self-esteem and confidence level so far. Be patient within myself and kind of learn how to not compare myself to everybody out the book, because throughout high school I for some reason would just compare myself to literally everybody and just be like, she's smart, she's obviously gonna get a good grade on this, I'm slow as heck, I'm probably gonna get an F on it. And then I would just compare myself every single day, and I hate that I did that because I literally didn't have a chance to kind of figure out my own study habits. So I think having this kind of learning where I do study at home, go to campus, and do all that stuff really helped me find my true self, my true personality, and what I like to do when I study and all that stuff. And that is one tip I would give to anybody, is to actually figure out yourself, figure out the ways that you like to study. And yes, it does take time. It does take a lot of time to figure out what's best for you and what you work best with. But over time, you will start to see how much you improve by just doing your own thing and not quite copying what other people do, because their ways are different from your ways. So that is one thing that I learned throughout college, is kind of like building confidence throughout the semester. Enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe down below, because I mean, like I said, there's probably a lot of things I didn't touch base on, but I summed up a lot of stuff that maybe people may be curious about. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys in my next video. And yeah, have a Merry Christmas, guys, this month. Later.